And welcome back to Forbes Sports Money. We'd like to congratulate the Chicago Blackhawks on their recent Stanley Cup victory, but we also wanted to note that the Blackhawks were the odds-on favorite at the beginning of the season. There was another team on the ice that night that beat the odds just being there, the Tampa Bay Lightning. Their rise to runner-up in the NHL is impressive after languishing in mediocrity for years while a revolving door of owners tried their hand at the business of hockey in Tampa, Florida. That is until 2010 when Jeff Vinik purchased the team. Tampa's residents didn't know what to make of the successful money manager turned team owner, but Vinik has electrified his fan base by transforming the team and investing in the town. Mike Lozanian traveled to Tampa Bay, Florida to find out just how Jeff Vinik caught lightning in a bottle for our Sports Money Profile.
Did you make your decision that you were going to buy a hockey team at a Jingle Balls event?
Yes. This was the Jingle Ball 2009, I think it was, and I used to go often to them, and I'd bring my kids to them, or they'd bring friends and go with a friend of mine. And we were in the concourse having a couple of glasses of wine, and I said to him, turning 50, what am I going to do for fun the rest of my life? I said, I don't like playing golf. You know, I like museums, but there's only so many museums you can go to. I'm going to buy a hockey team. Absolutely true story. Next day, wake up, first thing I did was go online and I Google how to buy a sports franchise. And it was like, 1, be rich. This is true. 1, be rich. 2, know a lot of people. And it went down from there. There were only 5 steps. Oh, that's easy. Anyway, the thing I did after that was I stayed online and I ordered several textbooks on sports management and just tried to educate myself and spent 3-4 months just reading about sports, reading about being an owner, reading about owners of other hockey teams, just trying to learn. Then I spent about 3 or 4 months meeting with people, meeting with the Boston sports owners, meeting with other people I've met in the sports business, and eventually meeting with Gary Bettman, commissioner of the NHL, and continuing along that path till 15 months after initially I was at that Jingle Ball, ended up owning the Tampa Bay Lightning.
You were looking at the possibility of buying a lot of hockey teams prior to buying the Lightning. Why did you choose the Lightning?
You know, I'm an analyst by training, been in the stock market my whole life, and when I decided I want to buy a hockey team, and by the way, hockey is my favorite sport, when I decided I want to buy a hockey team, I looked at all the opportunities, and this was 2010, so pretty severe recession at that time going on. So there were several teams available for sale and several others that perhaps could have been for sale. And I approached it as an analyst, looked at the pros and cons of buying each team. But when it came down to it, the number one factor for me for settling on Tampa Bay Lightning was the fact that, to me, it's really important for a sports owner to become part of the community. So number one question was, where do I want to live? Where do I want my family to live? And I decided, that this Tampa Bay area, great quality of life, really nice people, easy to become part of the community. This was the place for me.
But, Florida has been a tough place, certainly at that point, for hockey to make it, both with the Florida Panthers and the Lightning. What convinced you that you could make a go of it with the Lightning? My premise was coming from Boston, where very strong sports ownership and good, strong management and success with sports. My premise was that with good ownership and good senior management, sports teams can be very successful. That was premise number one. Premise number two is hockey's the greatest game. And it's the greatest game whether you're in Toronto or whether you're in LA or whether you're in Florida. And my premise was, if we put a good product on the ice, and if we become part of the community and become something that people feel they can be part of, there's no reason why we can't have sustained success. Obviously, when you came and bought this team, you knew you were going to have to pump some money in for a while over and above the purchase price. Been running operating losses. Did you make a conscious decision that getting to the finals, having a great product on the ice, was something that you were going to have to do to have a successful franchise, even if it meant spending at or near the top range of the NHL salary cap?
I don't think it's fair to base financial assumptions on getting to the Stanley Cup final every year. We want to have one of the best teams in hockey every year. We want to have the potential to win the Stanley Cup, but so much has to go right to make it to the Stanley Cup final, including not having major injuries and including a bounce of the puck here or there. But what I have said, and I genuinely believe, is that I hope to own this franchise for a long time. I hope to be in this Tampa Bay area for a long, long time. And for me, the formula for sustained success is, one, to be about financially break even, two, to be able to compete at or near the highest level year in and year out, and three, to make a difference in the community and to give back to the community and to inspire people in the community. If we can accomplish all three of those, that's my blueprint for success.